One thing I really like, and one thing I utilize a lot, is that 1K to 2K octave, that sort of real papery, crunchy mid-range that I think is real ugly to a lot of people, but there's a lot of stuff that connects with us. And I also kind of like to, I feel like you don't know where the line is till you cross the line, so I kind of like to go too far and then pull back. And that's what I did on this mix. So I'm gonna play the beginning of it with my I've got this dirty mic on the snare without dialing back some of that stupid mid-range I put into it, and then I'll play it with the mid-range dialed back, and you'll see what I mean. So pay attention to the snare right off the top. So right off the bat, and I had automated it down for that intro hit, but it's pretty. And if you were to listen to this in some passive monitors or some other speakers that are a little more forgiving, I don't think you'd notice that quite as much. So I dialed it back with an EQ, and here's the exact same thing, but with it dialed back in the EQ, and you'll see how it's still got that kind of thing to it that I like. I don't want it to sound like just like a nice, pretty studio drum, but it fits the vibe of the song a whole lot better. If you want to check out the imaging on this, those vocals are like right fucking there, man. Check it out. On this day, yes or no, we might as well be friends since you're coming. So I'll solo out the drums, you can hear what we're talking about here. So another thing that you might not have noticed already, the low end is pretty huge on this. There's no bass guitar, there's no bass instrument in this. And we kind of kept it that way on purpose. It's a three-piece, it's drums, guitar, and a whirly. So I'll open it back up again, and you can hear how with the low end detail in the S3Hs, we were able to carve out a little home for everyone and make it sound huge without needing a bass player. Willing to show yourself, even as they prayed. Now I suspect that you have always been right here. Another thing you can really hear in this one, I did something that I never do, and I generally hate when other people do it, is the guitars were recorded with 2 amps, and on one track, they're actually out of phase from each other. Not 100%, but mostly, and it makes it incredibly wide. And I was really going to capture a live, in-the-room vibe of this, and I wanted a whole lot of like size and width coming out of these 3 instruments. And I say that, I realized there's a B3 overdub in there, but, and you can really hear the giant stereo image in the Atoms, in the S3Hs with this, both in the drum overheads and in these giant guitars. All to yourself, there'll be no dealing, no kind of cheating. You keep your secret, all to yourself until such a day. I used real minimal miking on the drums, wanted it to sound like people making music in a room together. And he had a snare to his left, I believe. No, to his right. He had a snare to his right in addition to this one. And I didn't even mic the thing, I just wanted it in the room. And you can hear when he hits it, it feels like it's right there. And it was very easy to place it and EQ it in a way that it felt natural. It wasn't coming out of nowhere at you, which can happen a lot, and actually did happen in this until I fixed it. So check it out.